front panel, one side of the front panel. Okay, so we are done with our 50 inches. Okay, and then now what we are going to design is the front panel. We're going to start making out the front panel. So we should have a total of 12 boxes for the width of the top of the back panel. Okay, so we are going to develop half of the front panel. If I say half, I mean one side and one side. So we've divided this measurement into 3 parts. So you're going to use 7 for half of the front. We'll use another 7 at the other side for half of it, leaving the middle part, which is the neck area. Okay, so what you're going to do is, as usual, you're going to make 3 lava knots from the beginning of each row. Okay, so this is my 3 lava knots. 1 2 3. Okay, so let me put this back in. You turn your work, which I've already turned, and then to be safe you usually use a stitch marker. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I'm going to put my stitch marker here. So this is going to be the last for the length that I'm using for half of the front panel. So you just fix your stitch marker there. Okay, and then we are going to make our first one. So the first one, you put it in this, you make your single crochet. Sometimes this can get a little, let me just do this again for the third lava knot. Okay, so you put it in the first one, and then slip stitch. We do our first lava knot, do the second one, and then you put it in this available stitch, and then you slip stitch. Let's do another one. Two, you fix it in the stitch, single crochet, do the next one. This will be the last one we are doing for this row. Okay, do the second one, then you slip stitch into where you marked, the portion you marked. Okay, so this forms the first row of the front panel we are designing. Okay, so you're going to make 3 lava knots. 1 2 and 3. So after making your 3 lava knots, you turn your work. Okay, and in the first one, make a single crochet, pull, you pull, and then make your single crochet into the available knot, pull, pull, and then into the next one, pull, pull, and then this is the last one for this row. So you put it inside, you make your 3 lava knots to begin a new row. 1 2 and 3. So we are beginning another row, which is going to be the third row. Okay, so when you are working, it should be forming another this thing over here. So you just have to pull it down, and there you go, you have it. it's already forming the front panel. So just do it this way, do it like you've done it. Make sure you bring 3 larvest knots for the beginning of each row. So you're going to do this until you achieve the length of the back panel. Okay, mine is 50 inches. I don't know about you, but you should do this until you get to the back, to the bottom of the back panel. And then you do for this side as well. You're going to do this, repeat the same thing for this side, which is going to form the second part of the front panel. So I'll see you guys when you're done with both. Okay, so I'm at the end of my first front panel, and so now we are going to be joining them together, the front panel and the back panel. And before you join it, make sure you match the boxes to be sure they are aligned, like they have the same height before you start joining them. You don't want to have your back being taller than your front or whichever. So what you're going to do is to match the knots. This is the beginning of the back panel, and this is the beginning of the front panel. So what you do is you put the two together this way, and then you're going to match it this, then you match this too. You check this also, so you're going to be checking it all the way to the top to make sure it's of the same length. Okay, so now we are going to join them together. If you haven't cut your yarn, or if it's on the same side where you have to join it, which well, it could be true though. So what you have to do is you just make your knot, and then you're going to attach it to the beginning, the very first knot. Okay, so these are the free knots. Okay, you start on the free knots, not the ones that are already engaged. Okay, so the free knots, let's just attach this. Sorry guys, and then chain one, and then we are going to make our 2 larvest knots, okay, to begin with. So we are just closing it, so we don't need to make 3. Okay, so you make your first larvest knot, and then you make the second one, and after that you're going to skip the engaged ones, and then in the very next one, which are free, you put the pin through both of them, and then you pull through, and then you make your single stitch. Okay, so let's try again. Make your first larvest knot, make the second larvest knot. Okay, and then you skip the first one that is engaged. This one's already engaged. You go to the one that is free, and then you pull the pin through the 2, and then you make a single stitch. Sorry guys, let me see if I can get, okay, I think this holds better. So make your second larvest knot. You look for a free side, and then you just fix your pin, sorry, your hook into it, make a single stitch. So this is how it's looking, this is how it looks, and this is going to be the inside. Okay, so we are just joining it together. So you do this, and when you get to the arm side, I have left 7 knots, total of 14, 7 on each side. Okay, from the front and the back panel I've left 7 knots, so which is 14. So you put your stitch marker to how big you want the arm to be. Okay, this is where the armpit is going to be. Okay, so you put a stitch marker, or you can just count, and so you're going to join it from the bottom all the way up to this place. Okay, so I'll meet you when you are at the end of where you want your armpit to be and where you want your arm to start from. Okay, then I'll show you how to design your arm. So I see you when you get here. So at the end of my joinings, and I've reached where I place the stitch marker. Okay, so I'm just going to take off the stitch marker real quick. Take it off, and then I'm going to post my last knot, my last single crochet in there. Okay, so we have come to the end of the joining the front panel and the back panel together, and this is where the arm is gonna form. Okay, so it has to be looking this way. So we're just going to start with the arm. Okay, so stretch, make your 2 lavers knots. Okay, so when it comes to the arm, you don't have to do 3 lavers knots to begin each row. Okay, because it's going to be going round and round and round, so you don't need to do 3 chains, like 3 lavers knots before you start. Okay, so just make 2 lavers knots, and then we look for the next. You skip this, right? You skip this one that's engaged, you go into this next one that is not engaged, and you just fix your single crochet in there. Sorry guys, this one is not turned properly, so it's kind of a hassle. So you just fix the pin inside, and then you make your single crochet, make your 2 lavers knots, okay, and then you go to the next one. You skip the one that is engaged, you go to the one that is free, this one, and then you just fix it inside, make your 2 lavers knots, like this, and then you go to the next available knots and you just fix it in. So you do this till you get to the end, and I'll show you what to do there. So this is the end of the first one, and since there's no free knots over here, this is also not free. So what you're going to do is you're just going to fix it there and make your single crochet. Okay, so this is the armpit. This is where we started from. So sorry guys, so you're just going to make your 2 lavers knots, and then into the very first one you just fix your single crochet there, and then you continue, make your 1, make 2, you find the next available, you fix your yarn into it. Okay, so you're just going to be doing this. Okay, you'll be doing this round and round until you get your desired arm length. Okay, so you just have to keep going. There's no starting and there's no ending. So if you want to mark down where you started from, you can just fix your stitch marker back for you to know where you started your arm from. Okay, but then you are not going to have a start an ending, like a start and finishing when you're going around, until you get the desired length of the arm that you want. So just keep going round and round and round and round and round until you get to the end. And when you're done, you make the second panel, front panel, you make the second front panel, you join it together and design your arm as well. And I'll see you at the finishing. So I wish you good luck. Okay, so when you're done with your work, this is how it should look when you put it on. Okay.